The fatal flaws of Squid Game participants. The Squid Game, a macabre spectacle of desperation and survival, wasn't merely a contest of physical prowess. It was a brutal examination of human nature, where every decision, every hesitation, could be the difference between life and death. Within this crucible of despair, each player in their own way succumbed to a critical misstep, a flaw that ultimately led to their demise. Ali Abdul, the tragedy of unwarranted trust. Ali Abdul, a character embodying pure-heartedness in a world of ruthless pragmatism, met his end due to an excess of trust. His journey was a poignant reminder that in the Squid Game, kindness was a fatal liability. From the outset, his altruism was evident, as he selflessly assisted Gi-hun during the chaotic red light, green light game, demonstrating a willingness to aid others even at his own risk. This wasn't a calculated move for strategic advantage, it was a genuine act of compassion. Throughout the subsequent challenges, Ali consistently placed his faith in the collective, believing that cooperation and mutual support were the keys to survival. He was instrumental in the tug-of-war victory, lending his formidable strength to the team's effort. His unwavering belief in the inherent goodness of his fellow players, however, blinded him to the harsh realities of the game. The pivotal moment arrived during the marbles game, where he partnered with Cho Sang-woo, naively assuming they would navigate the challenge together. Ali's trust in Sang-woo was absolute, a testament to his innate decency. When the rules were revealed mandating that only one could survive, Ali's optimism should have wavered. Yet, he clung to his belief in Sang-woo's integrity. Sang-woo, a master of deception, exploited Ali's trust, feigning cooperation while secretly plotting his downfall. He manipulated Ali, leading him to believe that a solution could be found where both would emerge victorious. This charade bought Sang-woo precious time, allowing him to orchestrate his betrayal. The climactic scene, where Ali willingly handed over his marbles, was a heart-wrenching display of misplaced faith. The realization that he had been duped, the look of utter betrayal etched on his face, was a stark reminder of the game's cruelty. Ali's death was not merely a loss of a player, it was a loss of innocence, a crushing blow to the notion that humanity could prevail in the face of extreme adversity. Jang Deok-soo and Han Min-yo, the vicious cycle of betrayal. Jang Deok-soo and Han Mi, Neo's intertwined fates, were a testament to the game's inherent justice, a brutal manifestation of karma. Deok-soo, a ruthless gangster, navigated the game with a predatory mindset, resorting to violence and treachery to ensure his survival. He thrived on fear and intimidation, viewing his fellow players as mere pawns in his quest for victory. Min-yo, initially perceived as a volatile and unpredictable wildcard, proved to be a master manipulator, strategically aligning herself with Deok-soo to secure her position. She flattered him, pandered to his ego, and feigned loyalty, all while harboring a deep-seated resentment for his eventual betrayal. When Deok-soo discarded her, deeming her no longer useful, he ignited a fire of vengeance that would ultimately consume them both. Their final confrontation on the glass bridge was a dramatic culmination of their toxic relationship. Deok-soo's paralyzing fear, a stark contrast to his earlier bravado, exposed his vulnerability. Min-yo, seizing her opportunity, revealed her true intentions, dragging him down to his death. Their demise was a fitting end, a reflection of their shared capacity for treachery and their inability to escape the consequences of their actions. Player 111, the Doctor, the peril of hubris. Player 111, the corrupt doctor, possessed a unique advantage: inside information provided by complicit guards. This illicit knowledge allowed him to navigate the early stages of the game with relative ease, seemingly immune to the uncertainties that plagued his fellow contestants. His ability to anticipate the challenges gave him a false sense of security, leading him to believe he was above the rules. However, his hubris proved to be his undoing. As the pressure mounted, his paranoia intensified, culminating in a violent outburst when the guards failed to provide him with the details of the next game. This act of aggression, a fatal breach of the game's established order, resulted in his immediate execution. His demise served as a stark reminder that no one, regardless of their perceived advantages, was exempt from the game's ruthless enforcement of its rules. Player 017, the Glassmaker, the cost of hesitation. Player 017, the Glassmaker, possessed a unique skill that could have altered the course of the Glass Bridge challenge. His ability to distinguish between tempered and regular glass panels gave him a distinct advantage. However, his hesitation, a moment of indecision born from fear and uncertainty, proved fatal. In the face of mounting pressure from his fellow players, particularly Sang-woo, he faltered. Sang-woo's impatience, driven by a desperate desire to survive, forced 017 into a premature decision. The resulting misstep, a plunge into the abyss, was a tragic illustration of how external forces could undermine even the most promising of advantages. Ji-young, the ultimate sacrifice. Ji-young's decision to sacrifice herself for Se-byok was a profound act of selflessness, a stark contrast to the prevailing ethos of self-preservation. Her life, marked by hardship and devoid of meaningful connections, had left her with little to lose. In Se-byok, she found a kindred spirit, a fellow outcast yearning for a better future. During the marbles game, Ji-young's decision to forgo the competition was not an act of resignation but a deliberate choice to give Se-byok a chance at a life she herself had never known. Her sacrifice was a poignant reminder that even in the midst of extreme adversity, acts of altruism could still emerge. Player 069, the weight of guilt. Player 069's decision to partner with his wife during the marbles game was a tragic miscalculation. When the rules were revealed, their partnership became a death sentence, forcing one to eliminate the other. The emotional toll of this ordeal proved unbearable for 069, who, after eliminating his wife, was consumed by guilt and ultimately took his own life. Kang Min-ah, the unforeseen distraction. Kang Min-ah's death during the red light, green light game was a cruel twist of fate, a reminder of the game's arbitrary nature. A mere distraction, a bee landing on her, caused her to flinch, triggering the doll's sensors and resulting in her immediate elimination. Jang Young-soo, the pitfalls of blind loyalty. Jang Young-soo's unwavering allegiance to Deok, Soo's gang proved to be his undoing. His blind loyalty, a misplaced trust in a group driven by self-interest, left him vulnerable when the time came for alliances to shift. He was ultimately discarded, a casualty of his inability to recognize the game's inherent treachery. Player 230, Thanos, the price of unchecked aggression. Player 230's Thanos' aggressive and domineering behavior created a legion of enemies. His relentless bullying and intimidation tactics, while effective in the short term, ultimately led to his downfall. His fatal mistake was underestimating the resentment he had cultivated, a resentment that culminated in his violent demise. Kim Young-mi, the cruelty of circumstance. Kim Young-mi's death during the Honeycomb Challenge was a tragic example of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Her attempt to enter the safe room with her team was thwarted by the chaos, leaving her stranded and vulnerable. The Recruiter, a fatal game of chance. The Recruiter, a key figure in the Squid Game's operation, met his end in a twisted game of Russian roulette. His arrogance and belief in his control over the players were shattered when Gi-hun challenged him, turning his own game against him. Gi-hun, near-death encounters. Gi-hun, the eventual victor, faced numerous near-death experiences throughout the game. His survival was a combination of luck, resilience, and strategic thinking. However, his journey was fraught with peril, a testament to the game's relentless pursuit of its participants.